going over to the Mercury too. We're gonna finish that story up, and then once that's finished, we'll move our way over to base, drop off all the shit, and do the next area. Sadly, I wasn't doing the architect stuff in order, which is what I wanted to do, but it's okay. I had a failed recording session because fucking slipped through the cracks of the ground. I have to be careful now. We have 5 episodes left, so let us finish off 5 strong. Finishing Mercury 2. Was it this way? I think it was this way. Like off to the side or something. That looks like it goes off to the void. I think we're supposed to go this way, actually. Turn around. You know what? Hang on. You know what? Let's go to the void. I was gonna save it for, like, near the last episode, but you know what? Let's be a little riskier. Near the edge, there is endless void. There is no light, no life. Well, there is life, but so limited that it's almost lifeless. Deep down. Give it a listen, if you dare. I like how I didn't say anything because I fucking muted it. Oh! Get the fuck out of here! Holy shit! No thanks. Play it in the background.
Warning. Entering ecological dead zone. The prospect for survival is fast approaching 0.
The void is not a place for the faint of heart. There are multiple Leviathan classes in the void. Nothing survives down there. Nothing can survive. And we're just gonna back the fuck away before we die. The idea of the void is to keep the player from escaping, but if you actually look at it from a scientific standpoint, it actually makes perfect sense. Trenches typically don't have that much life. They have a little bit of life, typically anemones and like sponges and flatfish, and typically are just almost lifeless. You'd have to go about 50 feet just to find a single life form. And that's pretty scarce. Most of the life will float around trying to aimlessly find food. But sometimes something big can be down there, like a sleeper shark or a 6-gill. Some people believe in our void there might be leviathans, like great whites. But some of us are smart enough to know the only leviathans down there are typically whales, giant squids, and sharks. That's about it. Our void is kind of empty, but I'm fine with that because I wouldn't want a Chalicerate, honestly. Let's talk about that. The void Chalicerate might seem like a, weird addition to the game, but if if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, it makes perfect sense. These things get bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually they're gonna get too big, and eventually their bodies are gonna slowly rot and die. Their shells, their carapaces are the only thing keeping them from living forever. Just like crabs, they will rot. Thus, their shells turn white, and they slowly die. It's safe to say that this thing is probably double the age of the chelicerates we see on the surface. Its eyes almost pitch white because it's almost blind. Body is like rotted. There's multiple like crevices and like dents and scars from years of fighting. It is huge, double the size of a regular chelicerate. And worst of all, he's not the only one down there. There's multiple chelicerates in that void, similar to the Ghost Leviathan. Which begs the question, why is there no Ghost Leviathans here? Well, I have a theory. The void probably goes down around 2,000 to 3,000 meters. These guys patrol the top, but eventually they go deep down and try to find more food. Down there is probably going to be things like giant super sea traders, giant reef-back-like creatures, and other things that support the ecosystem. Most of them are scavengers that sift through the sand. Some of them are giant anemones or life forms. Hell, there might even be squid sharks down there. We don't know. But what we do know is that there's giants always patrolling the edge, waiting for some sickly, dying soul to fall into its mandibles. That's fun. That's fun to think about. Anyway, let's put all this away. We have limited resources to store away, so we're not going to grab everything, but we will grab a couple of things if we can. See if we can find some stuff. Did I bring? No, I didn't bring it. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to play differently. I can turn the music on. I wanted to play a little bit more of the Void music, since you barely get to hear that.
I'm alive. Stefanos saved me. The Mercury attempted an emergency takeoff and everything seemed fine. I was helping the bridge crew with the emergency takeoff since the crew is, well, was short-handed because of everything. I heard the sound of metal tearing and for a split second, everything was tinged bright green and unbearably hot. Then I saw daylight and I was looking down at the ocean and ice. The strongest wind I've ever felt roared in my ears, ripping through the ship. People went flying out the side of the Mercury, so much screaming and chaos. I was lucky. I had just clipped into my sea tinker. Stefanos came out of nowhere, like a malaika, an angel. I felt his rough, calloused hand grasp mine with the gentlest of urgency. It felt like time slowed. He said, "I gotcha. Just follow me, Ella." I don't know how, but he used an emergency tether to drag me to the nuclear reactor core, the strongest bulkhead in the ship. We hit the water and everything went black. He's sleeping. I think he might have hit his head. I'm exhausted. The adrenaline has long since worn off and my body aches. I think I might have fractured the rib. I'm gonna shut my eyes for a bit. When I wake up, I'll figure this out. I'll save us.
Damn. That's fucking horrifying. You go flying through the air because a giant megaton laser shot you down. For those that don't know, in the original Subnautica, there is a laser, and it shoots down anything that gets close to the planet because the planet was under quarantine. They did not want anyone coming in or leaving. It was too risky. There was a disease on the planet, a Karar. The Karar virus basically kill everything in its contact. If it were to escape, it'd mean the end. Life. I don't know how a bacteria would become so deadly like that. Usually bacterias and or viruses typically like to keep the host alive because, you know, that's where they live. But not this one. The Garar wants to kill. Something tells me that it was bioengineered to kill. But we don't know about who. We don't know what.
My instincts are never wrong. Stephanos has always been overly cautious. He hates taking risks, which I suppose is understandable when you're in the back end of the galaxy. But no risk, no reward. Elliot finds evidence of alien architecture on a completely uncharted planet, and he expects me to ignore that? Huh. Orion's belt, I would be an absolute fool. We've done some scans, and while there aren't a lot of mineral resources on this planet, there is decent biodiversity.
Tons of minerals.
Teams go out in the morning. There should be a significant specimen and sample haul for biopatenting, which will be split among the crew as part of the Discovery Clause. Let's see Stephanos and everyone else complain when they have a few more Sol Transgov credits in their uniform pockets. They'll learn to trust my instincts at some point.
Oh, there's nothing in here. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is every xenolinguist's dream. I mean, I was helping with the planetary scans, and there are possible unknown structures on the surface. This could set my career up for life. The images are a little degraded coming through the atmosphere, but it looks like intentional and complex architecture, which means civilization, and civilization means language. Oh, man. And now, most of the crew wants to get home. I understand that, but this could be a defining discovery. I'm definitely going to put a bug in Diana's ear about going to the surface so I can take a team to explore. I desperately hope this pans out. Oh, I can't wait till we get into communication range with Sol again. Layla and the kids would love to hear this. I mean, it's rough being away from them so long, but this might just make it worth it. I'll be able to give them so much more.
So, this whole ship came here because somebody found some architecture on the planet, which means that they wanted to get rich quick. But at what cost?
Orion's belt, this all went sideways. How could I have known that so much would go wrong? I failed my crew. No, I don't fail. I didn't get into this position by being a failure. It's this desolate land, frigid and cursed. Between these tunneling creatures and the strange sickness that a few of the crew are showing symptoms of, we have to leave at first light tomorrow. We are prepping for a rapid takeoff. We can't take chances with the vibrations drawing the tunnelers, so we're skipping the systems check. Risky, but I have faith in myself and the crew of the Mercury. Landing this thing was practically a miracle, though. But we have to get out of here. Maybe the weapon is to keep people away, but if we leave, it'll let us go. I have to leave the quarantined crew in the cave behind. We will be back for them, but we can't risk an unknown infection spreading through the Mercury. We're packing survival kits for them, but there's only enough surplus for about 2 weeks. I'm telling them that we will come back, but I don't think I can land here safely twice. I hate this, but I have to leave them behind. I can't risk the entirety of the Mercury.
So, they talk about a tunneling creature, which means on the land, there's going to be something that tunnels. And somewhere on land, they left behind people. Which could mean that we could technically find out, you know, what happened to those people. They might want to try to go to the surface and figure it out. If they are people. knows? I mean, if Marguerite could survive, maybe the others could survive. We'll find out. Right now, from what I can see,
Sol should pay me more to lead these missions. I saved the whole damn crew from destruction. Mercury 2 was nearly obliterated by an immensely powerful energy beam. I don't know any weapon system with that level of capability. The power source to get that kind of range must be, well, otherworldly. We got lucky. The energy signature is similar to some of the weaponry meant to counter pirates on mining freighters. The refraction of the beam across the atmosphere? Ryan's belt, it looked like the Northern Lights. Such power. I fired the emergency flares and dumped water from the nuclear core. I think the heat signature confused the weapons tracking for just an instant. I managed a slight evasive maneuver, and I felt the Mercury get rocked by the sonic boom as the nuclear runoff rapidly evaporated. That alone could have taken us out. Definitely asking for a pay raise. This is not what I signed up for. My days of risky missions should be behind me. But what the hell? I still got it. Even if it was luck. Hopefully, whatever didn't want us on the planet doesn't mind when we leave.
Well, we landed safely, despite my apprehension. Diana, damned adrenaline junkie, took one of her defining risks and it paid off. Why hire me as the maintenance engineering officer if you aren't going to listen to their advice? Papa. I didn't go to school for 8 years to get 3 degrees for nothing. I tried to convince Diana that we don't need to stop for repairs. That's what the drift drive and the secondary propulsion system are for. Just a bit slower. But she's in charge, not me. On the plus side, I get to work with Yasmin. I didn't know she was such a busybody. She's been going around the whole ship giving folks a hand. I think she was getting on Diana's nerves, so she assigned Yasmin to me. She's helping me inspect and repair the thruster systems. I thought I was the most mechanically inclined person on the ship, but I think she has me beat. She can definitely teach me a thing or two, as long as I don't get too distracted by her smile. She's got the best smile.
That's cute as fuck. Anyway. This way. Done yet. Battery there. This is where they sleep. And been in here. There we go.
We need to get off this planet. I mean, the morning started off so well. I took a team of 6 out to find the structures from the planetary scans, and we were all in high spirits. I mean, who wouldn't be? These structures would be clues to another sentient race. It was highly unlikely that another colony would be out this far. We were going to be in the frickin' history books. Everything was going okay. We were a few miles from the ship when our radios picked up an actual signal. It sounded like an SOS. We got overly excited, naturally, and decided to enter the water to follow it. That decision cost 3 lives. I mean, half my team, they got ripped to shreds by something. They died screaming, alone in the cold, dark waters. I'm not going back in that godforsaken ocean again. I refuse. Some of the animals on this planet, they look sick too. Weird pustules on the skin, oddly sluggish. I think we should leave. But Diana said we should stay. She thinks the biopatent payoffs will be worth it, but those families will never see their loved ones again. They don't care about no payoffs. We can't return the bodies. I don't care about the accolades or the history books. I just want to see Layla and the kids. Man. I miss the smell of my wife's hair. The kids tackling me at the door again. That's all I want.
Captain.
To get out of here alive. Please.
is incredibly depressing. Jesus. I'm pretty sure that's all we can do here. I don't think there's any extra things to find or anything. We pretty much found it all we can. Mercury 2 crashed again because the gun did not want them to leave. It could be infected. So the gun shot them down a second time. We're gonna head back to base, drop off all the shit, then we're gonna make our way to land. You guys in a moment. Alright, back at base at last. Go drop off our shit. Okay, we got a bunch of shit, so a bit shy. Put all this away, we can use this for later. And then... about it, that's all I can really think of. I guess we just start upgrading our depth. We can go deeper. Kyanite, pile of steel, and a pile of steel ingot, and then this one is just... that's sea truck. Prawn suit, a kyanite, and depth module. Pretty sure the other 2 nickels are here. Take those and then take the other things and just make a pile of steel ingot for the one thing. Yeah. Pile of steel ingot, okay. Let's see. 5. Pile of steel ingot. Easy peasy. The reason why I want to upgrade these to the maximum is so I don't have to worry about them anymore. Once these are done, we no longer have to worry about depth. All we have to worry about is getting from point A to point B. That's pretty easy. Next one. And what a blinding light. Because the sea truck is shining its light through the thing, so kind of bright. Depth module Mach 3. Depth module Mach 2. Okay. We should have everything here. Quartz and this. There you go. Might as well grab the eggs. Fucking gun in. Hell yeah. There we go. Put away the 2 eggs that we found, plus this egg that we found. We can go on an egg hunt later, but I just saw those and realized what they were immediately. I knew exactly what it was. Okay. Repair, so that way we can easily get to the next area. I don't know why I always go for his ass when I repair. I don't know. It's the easiest place to go to, you know. There you go. Fully repaired. Now we go over here. Drop off the shit. You go away, bruh. Fucker. Actually, we don't need to do that. We need to go move on. Where is he at? I'm gonna fucking ram his ass. What's up, bitch? You okay? Just gonna move along. He's just sleeping, it's okay. He's just sleeping. Just knocked unconscious, and I'm just gonna move away now. Don't mind me. See if we can find a crevasse and get some materials. Gonna grab some materials and not think about what I did. These the hive mind ones, 'cause it looks like hive mind. I feel really bad. I feel really bad for that one Cryptosuchus. Jesus. That's what happens, you know, fucking you ram into shit and they die instantly. Goddamn. Oh, right, this one. I forgot about this. The mineral distillery. I completely forgot. Here we go. This was here the whole time. This is a really early architect artifact to find. Anyway. Those are some huge ass eggs. Alright, so what we will do, now that we have a whole bunch of materials, in the next episode of Subnautica Below Zero, I'm gonna let these eggs hatch, see what they become, and we will then move on to the glacial basin. That's what it is. Sorry. Irene's fun base. Irene's fun back. Her back is fun. I like being on her back. Fun. Big spoon, giant wife. Life. Let's just hatch these eggs. In the next episode, we'll go to the glacial basin, go up to the surface. We will see what we can do next. See you guys next time.